New World Order, you underestimated the people. You took a gamble and you lost.
Okay, we don't like this. Okay, well then we're going to do this, and that is just how it's going to be.
Evidence brought to light that there is a corrupt officer, or that that officer did shoot that kid on purpose.
I don't care how I look, I don't care how I sound, I don't care what the beat is. I just care the message gets across.
We don't. Like, if we had rights, we'd be getting fucking away with a lot more shit.
Let me tell you something. Your right to say no to a cop at the door.
I've done that multiple times. Oh, I got the right. I don't have to say shit to you. And they're like, oh, you got to.
But you don't have to listen to them because they're being
We're allowed to lie.
But your right is to say no. Do you know why? Because Pierre Trudeau said it was.
Yep. The Charter of Canadian Rights and Freedoms.
My mouth
Like a numb feeling?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like pain. No,
Pain!
Yeah, fuck. I'm just kidding, by the way.
Right now.
I wouldn't mind it either. But
You know, sometimes I wonder, what if I just take that?
not that.
Don't take that.
I feel like punching you in the fucking face right
I
now.
won't do it.
Not meth. If anything, cocaine.
Anything, okay.
Yeah. If anything, pure cocaine.
Go to fucking Colombia.
Yeah.
Cocaine ruined my life.
I'd rather cocaine than speed, meth, ecstasy, anything like that. I'd rather coke.
Cocaine ruined my life.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Anyway,
speed.
can I please say something?
Nope.
Speed is meth.
Exactly.
But anyway, let me say something. Okay, Pierre Trudeau
Mhm.
was Prime Minister of this country for 11 years. The longest reigning Prime Minister of this country. His son, Justin Trudeau, which is not only the one of
One of.
sorry, the sexiest man in this country, but one of the most brilliant. Do you know who he is? He's now running for Prime Minister of this country, just as his father did.
It's a very George Bush situation.
But the total polar
Is he gonna
opposite.
win? Probably not.
No.
Oh,
because,
he
Mikey,
will.
Guess what? Guess what? Stephen Harper, like I said, liberal, conservative, always in this country.
Red,
Either
blue,
liberal
red,
or
red, blue.
conservative. Conservatives have fucked up for so long. They've been in power for a long time.
To be fair, that's what happened when liberal lost power. Red fucked up too much for too long. That's what happened when red lost.
But you know why the liberals lost the last election? It was a scandal. The
Come
liberals-
on. Say what it was fraud, not
No,
scandal.
hold on. No, hold on. The liberal leader, Paul fucking Martin,
Oh, that
which
was a scandal.
is a disgrace to the liberal name.
It's a disgrace for the Canadian name.
But anyway, Paul Martin was the leader of the Liberal Party.
That's one club. But anyway, yeah.
He fucked up everything, created a huge scandal. Conservatives won. Fraud aside, conservatives won. Paul Martin is no longer the leader of the Liberal Party. Justin Trudeau is. Okay? Conservatives have fucked up for so long. Do you want to know what Justin Trudeau's stance is? I watched that man get up in front of an entire soldier people and say, he had a question. Before he asked the question, he had a question. So are you going to decriminalize marijuana? Which means you don't get charged if you get caught. He said,
Still a crime.
he said, no, I'm not going to decriminalize marijuana. I'm going to, and he screamed, I'm going to straight out legalize it. I'm going to tax it, and I'm going to make it benefit this country. Because do you know that the amount of taxes on
Weed,
marijuana
just weed alone.
due to healthcare and education?
Forget everything else.
That shitty education that you always talk about from Sussex,
Weed can make it better.
we can make it better. Not
That's
from smoking it,
not from smoking
but
it.
the profits from it.
Oh, the money from
You're
weed?
talking
Huge.
billions of dollars a year. You think you pay $10 a gram?
It can go either way. They can buy it from their market, which is going to be taxed on it, or you can buy it from your dealer that's not going to be taxed. That's the
But you know what?
Very
I would
weed at the tobacco at the convenience store, tobacco from the natives.
But what would you rather? Weed that's taxed or fucking weed that's not?
I would rather be
I
taxed.
prefer weed
Do you
that's
know-
taxed.
Do you know why?
I'll take weed that's
Because
taxed.
if I get caught with that weed on the street, I don't get shit.
It's an open liquor, dude.
Yeah.
It's an easy
But
fine.
not only that, I would rather pay 15, 20 bucks a gram, whatever it may be.
Without a jail sentence.
As much as we think of the
No.
good or the bad or anything like that, it's not gonna happen.
Michael, listen
I
to
don't think it's gonna happen. If it does happen, good for them. Whoever
me. Do you remember when-
decided to do it, but I don't think it's gonna
Listen
happen.
to me for a second. Okay, this is my point. 10 years ago, it was one party, the Green Party, that still has
Of the four.
no fucking chance of becoming leader of the country. Okay? At least not for the next 30 years. It's rough it. Fair. But they were the only ones saying we should legalize marijuana. The Green Party. You remember that when we were kids?
Vote
Now, there's only one party saying we should, and that's the Conservatives. Every other party,
green. Red, orange, or green.
as long as blue doesn't win, pot is legalized.
Red.
If they go with what they said,
Well,
if
there's
they go with the plan, that's the thing. They could backstab you like no tomorrow, saying, "Oh fuck."
And I can see that from the Green Party, but I can't see, Michael, I've done the research. The NDP has stuck to their word.
they're
The
good like that.
Liberals, in this last year, in all their provincial elections, put it this way, in the New Brunswick provincial election, when we were deciding our premier, I stayed up
You did. You so
as
did.
hard as I could after work.
Fucking
Fucking
voting
morning.
machine.
Okay, yeah, electronics. Anyway,
Fucking
they
machine.
promised to put a moratorium on fracking, which means put a stop to it for at least 2 years. To
We
do
want
re-
it, but there's a better way
to
to do
do
it.
research to find out what's safe and what's not.
to do a better way of doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't say they didn't want to do it. They
A
just
better
said,
way to do it that's not gonna affect the economy.
Right, I want $13 trillion of gas just as much as the next person.
So do I.
But I want water.
I want to have a $1,200 grant from the government every month,
Why not?
but I don't want it at the cost of paying $1,500 for my water.
Yeah, I'll take a natural gas
But
as long
anyway,
as it doesn't hurt my
the
water.
Liberals promised New Brunswick a moratorium on gas. That was their big stand.
And it happened.
And it happened within weeks of them becoming
They
in
shut
power
all
in
the
New Brunswick.
protesters up that
They
day.
shut it down. They said, fuck you, moratorium on fracking. 2 years, no fracking.
Is that actually gonna happen right now?
It
It is
did.
happening. It's
So
happening.
fracking's going out of business. There's still a fracking company right beside.
They
Brandon's
are
house.
doing research, and they are no longer allowed to frack.
They're not allowed to
There's a
touch the earth
fracking
anymore.
company right beside Brandon's house right now.
And they're not allowed to do anything.
They're not allowed to
They're
do
fracking
nothing.
right now.
I can guarantee you they're not.
If they are, they're breaking the law.
Since I came, when did I come to Moncton?
Oh, the election happened just like a month ago.
No, when did I come to Moncton? Not a month ago.
You came to Moncton a month ago.
It's only been 2 weeks tops since I've been to Moncton.
Hey, it's only been October for 4 weeks.
Yeah, the moratorium.
And
doesn't-
they were fracking
Yes, but
when I left.
they declare the moratorium. The moratorium takes place probably a couple months.
It's gotta pass that.
It has to. It takes a little bit of time.
So they're going out of business.
Not out of business.
They're
They just have to stop.
They gotta
2
stop
years.
hurting the earth and doing some R&D.
While scientists that are not Harvard paid go in and look at it. Because this time it's the fucking liberals that are being like, this ain't right. And guess what? We have the power now, fucker.
For the first time in a long time.
For the first time in a long time, because New Brunswick was a conservative province, and that's why fracking was happening here.
Honestly, New
But-
Brunswick is really important. We got the bigger cities, and this is what I can't remember what I watched, but I remember watching something that New Brunswick has the most financially, or
We
how
have
can I say,
the most-
the most money made from the soil.
Yeah.
That all Canada
We have-
has provided.
Michael, New
If that
Brunswick
makes
has
sense.
the most natural gas in the entire
That's what I
country.
mean. That's what I mean. And they're trying,
We had $13 trillion
Well,
underneath our province.
believe it or not, Alberta and Ontario or whatever, they were the #1 place for underground. Don't listen to me.
No, I know.
They were the #1 at the time, and they're
New Brunswick
slow.
is
No,
good.
they're slowly. The money is slowly decreasing because they're getting all the product and everything out of the
There's
ground.
so much to get.
There's only so much to get. You know what I mean? And now they're looking at New Brunswick because they're saying, all right, well, there's a slow population in New Brunswick, but there's a big population in Alberta. We go to Alberta, or we go to New Brunswick with all our people, and we sit there and collect the fucking gas
But
and all the whatever you can get out of the ground from New Brunswick. We're gonna make a big profit. That's what they're thinking.
Huge
Michael,
profit, dude.
13.
But
Listen to this. $13 trillion
With a T.
just in gas, not in labor.
Not in wood,
no,
not in fisheries.
But let me put it this way, okay? If the Liberals promised a moratorium on fracking, that was their big promise for New Brunswick. That was their #1. One of theirs, like in a national election, there's about 5 or so major things that they're going to do. And if they don't do those things, there's such a thing as a vote of no confidence.
That's how Harper won his
If they
majority.
don't do those big things, the other parties will look at them and call a vote of no confidence, and there will be a re-election.
I can see where they're coming from because it gives them more work, but that is not really the real reason. If you think about it, it's, you know, you're giving us more work, but you're hurting our air.
Hey, bud.
You're hurting their fucking supply. You're
Mikey,
hurting this or whatever.
One,
you know,
that's why there's a moratorium. So they can,
They were
Dad
hurting
said
our
it quite
water.
correctly.
Yeah.
Guess what? There are ways to get the natural gas
without
without
destroying.
hurting the air and the water.
They don't
You
know
what?
that. They don't know that.
No. It's not that they don't know. They know.
It's too expensive
It's
to
too
do it.
expensive.
Oh, of
The
course.
Liberals looked at them and said, I don't care if it's too expensive. That is the only way you're going to frack.
If you're really worried about it, like, fucking fracking is destroying this earth. Like, you don't
But if you
understand.
think about it, bud,
Without water and without trees, to make your own spot for fracking, guess what? You gotta. I'm not even.
Clear cut.
You gotta clear
oh,
cut.
don't even talk to me about that. I'm gonna
You hate clear
go on.
cut.
No, that's what I mean. I can't. Personally, me, I'm the exact same way.
I've seen it.
If
straight
you
up.
cut trees, you should be responsible to fucking plant the trees.
Like Irvin.
All right, that's our air,
But-
right? You're not fucking with just animals or anything. You're fucking with
Like-
us.
Us
You know
at
what I
that
mean?
point.
Yeah.
For 1 second, okay?
He tried.
New Brunswick, no. The Liberals understand that. And they know what this province has to offer. And
Which is a lot. Yeah.
they know that there is a safe way to do it. And if you knew that there was a safe way to get $13 trillion
Wouldn't you
into
go
the
get it?
economy, wouldn't you rather do that instead of putting $13 trillion into the economy while destroying the province?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So, hold on. The Liberals were like, no, we're putting a moratorium, we're stopping it. They put a moratorium. 2 years until they find out which is the safest way, and then they will continue.
Yeah.
That was their big promise. In the provincial elections, you know what their big promise is? To help the economy? Legalize marijuana.
What's that?
Not just that, but that's a big one. There's many.
Didn't-
Their goal, do you know who?
Didn't you just say that the other whatever spot was saying that that they stopped the fracking for 2 years or whatever, and then they'll figure out a way to.
That's the Liberals.
Yeah, and then you just said something about legalizing marijuana. Is that the Liberals too?
Yep.
Well, then I'm set.
That's your vote, eh?
That's my vote.
That's your vote.
That's my
what
vote.
I need you to understand is, I know that with
It's not just because of the legalizing marijuana. That has nothing to do with why I'm voting
the
for
fracking.
it. It's the fracking. Fuck the marijuana. I really don't
I'd
care.
rather have clean
Michael,
water. You can't grow
I
marijuana
need you to
without clean
understand a
water.
few things.
Exactly,
Hold on,
yeah.
I need you to understand a few things. One, do you agree that it is important when you take on a job like Prime Minister to take into account who that person was before they were Prime Minister, right? What job did they do before they were Prime Minister? That's important, right?
I like to believe it is.
I just thought of something that New Brunswick could actually make a huge profit if Liberal actually became governor, whatever you want to say, right?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister, and that they legalize marijuana, but only for a certain amount of the state. New Brunswick, instead of fracking. Listen to what I'm saying. Instead of fracking,
But do you know
legalize marijuana to only be grown in New Brunswick.
Guess what? Marijuana grows perfectly in only 2 countries. BC and New Brunswick.
That's what I mean. They should
If
they should legalize instead of fracking. Bring marijuana.
No. Even if they legalize marijuana for the entire country, Michael, the environment is too harsh in the rest of the country.
It's also going to cause a lot of defaults. It's going to cause a lot of gang activity. No, gang activity. It's going to increase.
Why are we talking about increased gang activity?
Michael,
Gang
hold on.
activity
No.
if they legalize marijuana.
Can I give you a statistic? Ohio.
No, let's be real about it. We're talking gang activity, marijuana. Let's bring it all the way back to Capone and Prohibition. Capone lost money, right?
He sucked it up and died.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He sucked it up and died. Capone, he lived the raw deal.
And now,
alcohol shouldn't be illegal.
Without the alcohol industry, our children would not have textbooks.
That's the raw deal right there.
Do you know how
I'm
much?
just trying to think of the default.
Do you know how much of this alcohol went to taxes? About 90% of it.
Yeah, the better part of it.
So instead of NB liquor, how about NB marijuana?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But just
You know what?
listen, I
How about
still
NB
haven't gotten to my
about-
final point.
Sorry, how about NB Liquor sells marijuana? Why do we gotta make new industries? We just
Look
tell
at
the liquor
Amsterdam.
companies that you have a new license now.
Yeah.
But just listen to me for freely.
I'm fucking with her now.
So
I'm actually enjoying it because it's I have total different
Michael?
expectations. Yeah.
I swear to God, you are voting in the next election. And listen to me.
I'm only gonna vote for the fact of fracking. you already told me.
Just because of fracking, eh?
He already knows me because fracking is hurting the economy so much that they don't even fucking know.
Okay, we gotta switch some words.
Hold on.
It's hurting
Please.
the ecology. Okay? Ecology is when you hurt the world. Economy is when you hurt the money.
I guess so.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just putting it out there, dude.
Yes. Can I please
Well,
talk?
there's so many questions. I understand what you want liberty to be voted for, but
Mikey,
Who the
please.
fuck do we vote for to get liberty?
Please.
Yes.
Please.
well, there's so many questions.
I
I'm
have
sorry.
spent so much time learning about politics. Please talk to me about
I'll
it.
talk to you about it. It's just so.
Okay, I know. It's so interesting.
It is.
I know.
I know.
It took me forever to make her interested in
I
it.
know.
No, it didn't. I was interested in politics long before you came around. I just started blowing up.
Blowing up.
Do you know when I got interested in politics? Hardcore? The 2008 election. It was fraud. And I protested. In St. John, I put a protest together in 3 days. In fucking King Square. In the middle of St. John. There's only 12 people.
All of 12 people.
But the Council of Canadians were there, motherfuckers. And I realized after that, do you know who the Council of Canadians are?
The big boys.
Oh, I had 4 representatives from the Council of Canadians at my protest. I don't know how the fuck they got there.
You didn't know that 4
But
representatives of the
I
Council of
didn't know they
Canadians
were
could have made
important.
for
Do you know
St.
who
John.
they are? Do you know who your sister has contact with? The people who walked up to our government and say, here you go, here's what the people have to say.
Yeah. By accident.
Me, I could go to my connections and be like, here's what I think the problem is, and they walk up to the Prime Minister.
Right.
Your sister has government connection.
Right.
I feel happy.
Yeah.
I feel happy, she says.
But let me just say one more thing about like liberals not your bacon.
I know. That's huge. I can't believe I just seen that book. I'm like, that's the same girl.
That's
Do you know who she met?
Get
Tell her. I'm not gonna say shit, dude. And she was so mad at me because I forced my way through.
He did, but okay, you know the really sad part about all the RCMP dying? Work on it.
I will.
Don't drink it all this juice. I
She
need
needs
the juice.
mix.
That's why I love that.
That's why I love that.
Okay, so the art, the smile.
You gotta not smile when the cops die.
So
So we're not laughing while the RCMP passes away.
We're being sad now.
We're being sad now.
a bunch of
You can't even fucking be sad without laughing. We just lost our G rating.
I'm sorry, man. Just the face that she's making. It's making me want to cry.
So
A bunch of police died.
you cops died.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was really sad. And
cops
I quit
died,
my
it was
job
really
at
sad.
Assuring. I quit my job at $11 an hour because of it. Because they wouldn't let me go to the funeral.
Yeah.
He's like, you lost your job because you went to mourn a bunch of police that nobody cared about?
Did you put the rest of the vodka in there?
I did.
I love you. Roll me a cigarette?
Oh, sorry.
I don't know where it went. I can't find it.
Well, search.
What's that?
Black Ops that shit.
You're gonna see my naked butt.
Oh, no,
You're down the wrong hole.
Don't look.
Don't look. Look at my cock, Mikey. Just look at my cock. Seriously, don't
Oh,
do not
what a
look
pretty
that way.
cock. What a pretty cock.
I'm telling
No,
you.
imagine.
For what it's worth, don't look that way, man. The house goat just fucking fell.
I'm already crying enough.
There's
Do I really need a
cigarette
ball?
down here.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
wait.
You got it? I can't keep your brother looking this way forever. Cover your shit up.
That was the most laughing I've ever had in my life. Like,
Okay. So, okay, I'm covered.
Okay.
Oh, I
Oh,
dropped
you dropped the smoke again.
Hold that a little bit.
Actually, I can't even remember what we were laughing about.
I do.
What was
A
it?
bunch of
Pull it a
police
little bit.
died.
Yeah.
We were laughing at the dead
Pull it.
police,
You
dude.
didn't pull it. Pull it. Okay, you're good. You're good.
Why you pull out?
Okay. So, you cops died. That's bad.
Yep.
But,
Okay.
oh, I tried that. So, you cops died. And it was sad. And it was sad, actually.
It was rather upsetting.
Yeah.
No,
Look at her
actually,
force the
I
tears
feel
out.
bad for that poor dog. I can hear
I don't know
him
who they were, so instantly I can't say that I'm really sad about them because I didn't know who or where they
I'm
fucking
sad
came
for the
from.
dog because I went to the funeral, Michael,
Yeah.
and that dog
When
was
stuff up.
howling the whole time.
Yeah.
Sad as fucking dog I've ever met in my life. I don't mean to laugh. Where'd that smoke go? Oh,
You just spent the last 5 minutes looking for the smoke I threw at you.
no,
I'm sorry.
I had it in my
That was just a mother moment right
No,
there.
I don't
Hey,
understand.
Amanda, when I sit there and snored, did you just hear me?
I
I've
do
never.
that all the time.
No, I've never done that
Baby,
in years.
turn around, look at the foot of the table.
Oh my god, I
What?
threw it
What
on the
smoke?
floor.
What?
What's
I saw you pick it up.
No, you didn't. What
Yes,
smoke?
I did.
What smoke? What are you talking about? Put it in my mouth.
Okay. So,
I gotta piss, but I'm not getting that.
Tyler's
So-
too much brush.
cops died.
Cops died.
It was a sad story.
Okay. But do you know what I got out of it?
We haven't watched that movie yet, but anyway.
We'll get.
We'll get to it.
I'm happy. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
I worked very hard on getting that movie. Okay. You're not even looking.
I'm looking.
Now you are.
I'm so serious.
You just kissed my nose. I'm tickled. But anyway.
Can I do it again?
Yeah.
Oh, your hat. Mwah. I love you.
Just
I'm glad you love your brother.
like my mother did to me. She'd sit there and kiss on my cheek or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'd be sitting there and be like, gross.
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 Gross. There's kisses on the cheeks to be had, buddy.
Gross.
Oh, wait. No, what nice whip. I'll do that.
No.
Wait,
Get
the
outta
police
here.
died.
Get outta here. Get outta here. Here, have some.
I'll take it.
Oh, he gets it.
I get it. Oh, my turn?
My turn. I don't want to look. I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. Blah, 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 blah,
You can't
blah,
leave.
blah, blah, blah,
Leave.
blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, so the police died.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Did you see it? Did you hear the song I was actually singing?
yes.
Blah 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 blah. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Awesome.
Okay, anyway, so, cops died.
Cops died.
And,
Where were we at with this?
cops died.
Oh, okay.
We were at the dead police, dude.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know who I met that day? Because literally everybody, including Stephen Harper, the Prime Minister, which is the equivalent of President,
Yeah.
not everybody knows that,
Yeah.
was in our province, was
City.
10 feet away from me. I wanted to shoot the motherfucker. If I could have been the terrorist I wanted to be. Anyway.
If I could be a terrorist, I wanted to be.
So, I met Thomas Montclair.
NDP leader.
Thomas Montclair is the leader of the opposition, the second place party in this country, which is the first time in literally since 1867 when we became our own country.
That they've ever been the
Yeah,
leader of the opposition.
that won't happen again. Well, it'll happen again, but they won't be leaders. But anyway, I met Thomas Montclair. Hurry up.
That man is right.
Should I not be a teacher?
You should be, but when we gotta pee, we gotta pee.
But nobody
Okay.
wants to learn what you gotta teach. It's the truth. Nobody wants to learn what we gotta teach. What are you mad at? Oh, sad face. But
I have a lot of good things to teach.
you do have a lot of good things to teach to people.
I should teach political science.
You should. Get into it.
I'm interested in
Doesn't mean your students are going to pay attention, dear. Just because they signed up for political
But even if
science
just-
don't mean they paid attention.
But even if just one
Just one.
could turn into the new Justin,
Could.
we use a big
I didn't say they could. I said nobody wanted to listen.
fruit. Exactly. It's me.
It is.
You need to make me feel better.
Do I?
Where's my vodka? You need to make me feel better.
Vodka's there, but you still need me to make you feel better. Oh, baby.
A lot of pressure.
Let's look at this.
Look at this face.
I go kiss it, man.
Don't burn me.
I won't burn you.
Or the pillow.
Don't burn me, but.
It's not lit.
Okay.
Don't burn the pillow.
Don't burn.
I want more.
I don't want.
You take it back.
Nope.
Did you misconstrue the fact that nobody wants to hear it with nobody wants to listen to you?
Yes?
Well, everybody wants to listen to you, but just nobody wants to hear it. There's
I'm sorry.
there's an easy medium to be found
Michael,
there.
Can you untuck your shirt from the front of your pants? It's very too obvious that you're just playing with
Dude, when you tuck your boner in, you
I,
shouldn't
I
be tucking
wasn't.
your
No,
shirt
I
in.
wasn't fucking playing with it. I was sitting there wiggling it.
Shake it 3 times, you're playing with
penis.
it.
Like,
Fuck,
more than 2 shakes and you're playing.
Yeah.
I'm fucking playing with it.
I'm having all kinds of
Alright.
fun.
Okay,
I'm
anyway.
having all kinds of fun.
Anyway,
Yeah.
please shut up. Let me talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Go, Magoo.
So I met Thomas Montclair, leader of the NDP party.
Okay, I got that. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Do you know who else I met? I met the top reporter of the CBC.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what the CBC is.
They've been in Sussex so many times.
But I'm just saying, you know who the CBC is? I met him, and I introduced myself.
Have you watched that hand since?
Yes, he's not very good with it.
Yes.
It wasn't good looking enough to play with the self-before hand wash.
Now,
No.
Justin Trudeau had shaken my hand.
Oh, dude, I would have had
Oh
to
my
like
God.
lick it.
Mm.
And
Fuck.
God, I seriously want to have sex with that man. Anyway,
You said what the?
he knows.
I know.
Oh,
the
I
only
guess so,
only
I
time
guess.
she's allowed to
Mikey.
sleep with Justin Trudeau is if he
Mikey.
allows me to sleep with his wife, dude, because he's got a pretty
The
wife.
only
It
way,
doesn't-
the only way I could ever cheat on Mark and him get it is if I slept with Justin.
Yeah, I'd be like, so how many
But
crimes
what
am I
if that
forgiven
actually
of?
happened? Would you
Then he
follow
would
through
get
it?
it.
Would
Yeah.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you would actually would.
As long as Justin Trudeau wasn't with his wife, because he has a very amazing wife and a very amazing family, and I couldn't do that. If his
I
wife
couldn't-
looked
I
at
couldn't.
me and said, no, it's okay.
I couldn't. Oh,
No,
yeah,
if his wife looked at me and said, no,
yeah,
it's good.
legit.
Like, if his wife looked at me and said, no, it's good, I'd be like, alright,
Yeah.
let's go.
Let's do
Or if
it.
he wasn't with his
I
wife.
couldn't.
Welcome to being
You
Prime
were
Minister
loyal,
of the country.
I guess.
I'm loyal too, but Mark understands. Mark gets
I
it.
understand there's crimes to be forgiven.
He's the future Prime Minister of this country. Do you know what that gets you?
No way.
Everywhere.
Obviously.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Anyway, so I met Thomas Mulcair, leader of the NDP, CBC, top reporter, that other dude who I don't remember his name. Yeah, that one. Not that important. Not worth it. But you know who?
But
Do you want to know who the biggest name I met?
You can't get any bigger than what you met.
I could have met Stephen Harper and I wouldn't have met as big.
Yeah.
I met. Do you know how our government works?
kinda, yeah.
Okay. So people vote on shit, and Stephen Harper signs off on it, right? Because he's our prime minister. Well, our prime minister then has to send that shit to what is called the Governor General. The Governor General is the one who goes to the Queen of England and says, all right, we going to sign off on this? And she always says yes, because, well,
Of course.
we voted on it 3 times over, so
Yeah,
we
it
might
only
as well
makes sense.
just sign off on
Fucking
it.
give it to them.
So the Governor General is the one that speaks to the Queen and communicates with our province. Without the Governor
Our
General's
country.
signature, our Prime Minister is here, Mikey. The Governor General is above
Our Prime
Stephen
Minister.
Harper's head. So, I was standing there, and there's this limo with flags on it, which means diplomatic immunity. which means
Everybody make way,
that is
GG.
something very important.
But I'm an asshole.
The Governor
Yeah,
General.
exactly, yeah.
I almost shot him in the face with this mark.
She almost got mad. She so got mad at me.
But anyway, I have pictures to fucking prove this shit too. This is not a lie. Okay, Governor General gets out of his fucking car. Literally the most important man in this country. Lighter?
Well, that's actually really yours.
Aww,
That's what I was looking for it later for. I was like, what?
it'd be sweet. Anyway,
Catch it.
Right away. Right away.
So-
It's like, that's like a stoner's fucking experience, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, catch it.
so Governor General, most important man in this country, has the final say in every decision in this country. Okay, gets out of his fucking car. Literally, you know, it was a random thing because all of his security cars behind him, those like 4 cars behind him, just slammed on their fucking brakes, and then like security guards just jump out.
Oh, he so made them mad.
Yeah, he pissed them right off because he was not supposed to stop to talk to media. Well, he gets out of the fucking car and was just like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want today. Gets out of the car and walks over to CBC, to the guy that I was just speaking to not 30 minutes ago.
We're feet away at this point.
Yeah.
I'm staring at the most important man in this country. And he starts walking, and Mark fucking walks up to the head security guard, the Governor General.
Oh, John Connor the shit out of that.
Taps her on the shoulder. I thought he was shot. Because literally there were snipers everywhere. Everywhere. And I thought he was going to get shot. So he taps her on the shoulder and he's like, can I just have a moment of your time?
What
Can I
does
just
it?
say hi?
Yeah. What does it take for a man like me to shake a man like that? Hand. What do I have to do?
So he goes, and she's just like, well, she didn't really know, and then the Governor General said, no, okay.
Well, it went up to CSIS. There was a uniform. I've
never
always
seen
given.
so many medals on a
Thank
fucking
you.
jacket.
I've always given this woman the highest props in this country could possibly
She's
give.
the sexiest woman in the world, but she is the most
She's
highly
decked out,
decorated.
man. Like medals
She's
upon
got
medals
medals.
upon medals.
Oh, yeah.
So I tap her on the shoulder.
She should have shot you in the face.
She should have. She should have fucking took me down and be like, your ass is not important enough to talk to this man. That's what she should have done. But I tapped her on the shoulder, and she looked at me, and she looked, I was the least of her worries. She looked at me, and she was looking trees, fucking parking lots, you know, where's the
Trying
gun?
to see why he was distracted.
Right. So, and I was like, what does it take for me to shake his hand? And she realizes halfway through.
If we had been smarter, we would have been able to take him up. But I like him.
If we had, but that's the point. If I'd have been this one, I always have a knife on me. I could have stabbed that motherfucker until he was blue in the face, and that would have been a terrorist act like no one others.
Yeah.
Let me get this, okay? So she's like, oh, okay, all right, fine. You can meet the Governor General, the most important man in the country, okay? And she's like, okay, fine. Mark goes up and shakes his hand, and I'm just standing there taking pictures, right? And I'm just taking pictures on this very
phone, yeah.
And I'm taking pictures, and she's the Governor General.
Pulls it out of her
The
hand.
most important man in this country takes the fucking cell phone right out of my hand. And he says, now you come here, and hands it off to one of his men. Puts his arm around me.
Until you take a picture of all of us.
Take a picture with all of us. And shakes my hand and said, it's great to meet you.
Yeah, these were his exact words to me. He goes, and I was like, I just want to thank you. I know that you within your stature do not have to be here, yada, yada, yada. Life goes on.
Like,
and
I didn't even get a chance to meet the
his
Prime
words?
Minister, let alone the leader of, like, let alone Justin Trudeau. I didn't get to see him. They all bailed.
Oh, they all bailed.
Before,
yeah, of course.
long before the press had a chance to say hi. I mean, I walked around that building 10 fucking times
Oh, she
over
was
looking
stalking
for
it
them.
like a
I
motherfucker.
stalked Stephen Harper that night. You know, I should have gotten arrested. I did shit that was very illegal that day.
Oh, we so got into rooms we were not supposed to be in
I
that
was in
day.
areas that literally the military should have shot me.
Yeah, they're just like, you're not supposed to be here, but you just stay there and don't move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm not arguing with you right now. I don't have a gun.
Big haze looking at me saying, don't
Move. Because
I had men in military uniforms looking at me saying, don't go any further. Because I was too close to the
she was
Prime
about
Minister.
both of us, the Prime
Too
Minister
close to being
and
able
the
to
family.
attack the Prime Minister.
Yeah, the Prime Minister and the family.
That's
I bumped
what
right
she
into one of the
said.
wives, dude. I bumped right into her.
We
And
accidentally...
the guard was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I was told I was allowed to stand here because me and her
We
got a
just
chance to see the
accidentally
final
ended up
farewell.
here.
There's a whole ceremony. at
We
the
ended up on
Coliseum.
lockdown.
Oh yeah, we were on lockdown. We couldn't leave our rooms because we got to see the caskets get loaded
We were
into
in
the
a
hearse
secret
on the way
room
out.
that security didn't notice when they first locked down the whole fucking building. They didn't notice that little room. Well, we were in that little room, and then afterwards, security was like,
What are you doing here? And we're like, we're just paying our respects.
Yeah.
Right? Because it don't matter, man, if you like or dislike the police, but when you get into a room you're not supposed to be in,
Exactly.
use your fucking brain. I was only here because of make up said reason.
Yeah,
Michael, literally, look. I shook the most important person in this country's hand. Where is he?
But it don't matter how many people's hands we shake.
I wasn't even wearing a bra that day.
Oh, she was so bad. She got to meet the Governor General, and she's like, motherfucker, I was not wearing a bra. And I was like, your boobies are perky enough, don't worry about it. Like,
That man
what else am I
there
going to say, right?
is the most important man in this country. He has his arm right here.
Yeah. And he looks at me and he goes,
That's how good your sister is.
and he looks at me and goes, nice people in Moncton, eh?
Mm.
And I was like,
I didn't have much to say,
starstruck.
but he still took my phone out of my hand and handed it to one of, like, the most highly decorated fucking generals in this country and said, take a picture of me and this civilian.
Honestly, I think he gave that phone to Cease.
I feel fucking important. I felt damn good that day.
Yeah, a little piddly ass fucking Canadian. And here, you're gonna take a picture of
That's
us.
better than meeting the Prime Minister.
Oh, fucking right.
Because Prime Minister's here,
Prime Minister will be voted out. Governor General will still be there. That's just how it is. Michael Jean, that's how she was.
Michelle, Jean,
Michael
Michelle,
Jean.
not Mikhail.
Michelle Jean, yeah. The black lady.
But I'm just saying,
No, I understand.
2015, Michael, I don't give a fuck what you say.
You're voting.
You're voting.
I don't care where you vote. You
Because
just gotta vote.
there are only 33 million people in this country. Sounds like a lot, but when it comes to 7 billion in the world, not much.
Here's the raw deal, okay? 33 million people in the country. Harper won his majority on 40% of the vote. That means 40% of Canada voted, and he won on that. What would have happened if 80%? Yeah. What would have happened if 80% would have voted?
One person matters.
She didn't believe it until she did it.
Until I watched the New Brunswick election.
You didn't know it yet.
One person matters.
She watched people lose 23 votes.
The New Brunswick election on like fucking very, very little.
Yeah.
Very little.
Every vote cancel each other's out, and it boils down
And,
to the last 50.
I do not care.
I believe it.
Michael, I don't care who you vote for in the New Brunswick or in the provincial election.
I'm voting for whoever takes away fracking.
Liberals,
Liberals.
I'm
NDP,
down. I'm
Green.
down. There's only a fact that it's destroying our economy. That's all I'm about. I don't give a fuck
Do you know
about
what you vote
legalizing marijuana. I care about us living longer.
Yeah.
If you want
Is
to,
that like
if you
that's
makes
what
sense.
I'm
I'm
gonna
straight
be,
up
this is
about?
gonna
man.
hurt me. But if you want to get rid of fracking altogether, instead of finding a good, healthy way to
I
do
mean,
it,
I don't want to
Vote
get rid of
green.
fracking for 2 years. I want to get rid of fracking forever. Just
Like
like you,
green
just
vote.
like you said.
let me
yeah.
ask you one question: do you want to get rid of fracking, or do you want to find a better way to frack?
See, that's the question too. You can find a better way to frack without hurting the economy, with making profit.
But is that what you want to do?
That's a question actually for the mayor, the government, or whatever you
No,
want
that's
to
a
No,
question
I'm
for
asking
you and for all of us.
I know the answer.
That's the question. That's the
I
answer we
already-
give
I
the
want
mayor.
fracking that's more economy friendly. That's not gonna
Do
hurt.
you want to blank?
No, that's not gonna hurt us. That's not
Okay.
gonna hurt the environment.
But you want them to get the money without hurting the environment?
But I want them to cause more jobs. I don't want them to.
Okay.
That's a liberal.
That's yeah.
Do you know what
More jobs, but not to hurt the economy.
Okay. Then do you know who you vote for?
Liberal. If that's what they're providing, I'm down.
They're
That
gonna,
is exactly what
Yep.
they are promising.
Well,
they're saying we're going to
And they
stop
know damn well
fracking.
if they don't, after what
What's
has
the trick
happened,
around the trade? Are they providing to be fracking? Yes. But are they providing fracking for not to cause any trouble with the
Yes.
economy?
That's what
Is
liberals
that
are all about.
exactly what they're providing?
They won't. They
Is that
won't
what they
allow.
said?
They
Is that-
won't
is
allow
that what
fracking.
they said?
they
Well,
said,
the whole moratorium on fracking was, I do not want fracking in this province unless you can prove it safe.
Safe.
Yeah.
That's not going to cause.
That's why they
any-
their
stopped it.
stance
Yeah.
on fracking comes from Justin Trudeau's mouth.
Yep. That was
And he
Helplified
stated
bull.
that unless we find a safe way to do it,
Mhm.
we're right now.
Oh,
Unless we find a safe way to do it, we will not do it.
Because as New Brunswickers,
But
let's not be assholes. As New Brunswickers, there's 13 trillion in gas. I want it just as much as the next person, but I don't want it at the cost of my water.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That's all I'm
It's
saying.
actually coming between the old days of where we farmed for our food, we farmed for our healthiness, we we pay for them, you know, hydro and shit like that.
Michael, if that's what you want,
But no, that's not what I'm saying. But just like the old days like that, what happens when fracking comes, it's gonna take away a lot of shit.
fracking
If you think about it, it's gonna take a lot of shit.
fracking is inevitable.
Hmm.
It's how we do it.
That's how we do it, yeah. The way we're doing it right now is no.
Michael,
No.
if that's what you want, you need to think of one thing. A, B, C.
Anything but conservative.
Vote anything but conservative.
Red,
Because
orange, or
the
blue.
only
Or red,
thing
orange, or green,
that
sorry.
conservatives care about is money.
Huh.
Not the environment. Stephen Harper is an
Backstage
economist.
pass.